Welcome to another episode of Sports Extra right here. My name is Ruvimbo Chakoreka and of course Brian Matamba joining us once again for another week of fantastic sports discussion. Well, the ZIFA candidates are out. We're going to be talking a bit about that one. Zimbabwe Cricket has struck a massive deal against Mukuru, and we're going to look at the advantages of that. We've also got some highlight feature stories looking at the 2024 Harare Amateur Swimming Championships, as well as, Captain Marianne Musonda for the Zimbabwe Lady Chevrons has opened up an academy. So that is fantastic, those two feature stories. And then, of course, we're going to go on to the international scene and look at how football is going. Ruben Amorim, perfect start. Liverpool, not even disturbed that there's anybody in the league, whilst Pep Guardiola is currently harming himself. So, all this and so much more right here on Sports Extra. Alright, so let's get straight into it. Brian, we've got ZIFA candidates, the whole huge list, massive list that has been put in, but obviously we're going to focus on the presidential candidates. Interesting names that are being seen there. Prophet Walter Magaya is one of them. Former Caps United owner Twine Pili is in there. Current Caps United owner Farai Jere is in there, Honorable Farai Jere. We've got Martin Kwesa from the Northern Region Soccer League. He's also put his name in the hat to want to be a part of that. Now, looking at those particular...
You also forgot Buru.
Oh, the Buru. Buru. So he's in there, and hopefully we're going to get a hold of him to actually discuss his participation. But let's talk about it. Any inspiration on the current candidates that have lined up and want to take over?
To be honest, I've got mixed feelings. When I just saw the list, which is now out, I've got serious mixed feelings. Of course, Farai Jere owns Caps United. He's currently chairman of PSL. So he's got some administrative background, football-wise. But would I say he will be the right man for ZIFA? I'm on the fence with that. Then Twine Pili as well. I thought it was time for him maybe to move on. Yes, he's been involved in football administration. Former owner, has been involved with PSL. I think it's time to move on. Then Walter Magaya, we're yet to see his expertise as an administrator. So it'll be interesting. Yeah. Then Themba Mliswa as well. He's been involved with ZIFA back in the days, so he's back in the fold. Apparently, he came out with certain videos being backed by Sukuzonke Peter Ndlovu.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, was that an official endorsement by Peter Ndlovu to Themba Mliswa's candidate? Or maybe it was
an arm twist.
Campaigning gimmick. Yeah, quite an interesting list, but I've got mixed feelings, and I'm not too certain that any of the people will really be the best people to take our football forward, but I guess time will tell.
Yeah, time indeed will tell. Of course, we've seen another area of interest in women's football has always been one which has got lots of potential, but seems never ever to really kind of take off. Joyce Kapota, who obviously more recently, I would say around about last year or so, completed a FIFA management course thing, and she's apparently doing quite a bit. We've also got Nyasha Kadenge, who's also done pretty much the same thing. We've also got from her rentals, she's called Madam Wadzanai. She's also in there for the running. Mavis Gumbo also finds herself in there, who's currently running the Women's Super League. So we're hoping that all of these candidates will be able to put in something in terms of football, rather than just mill around there and do nothing. Women's football has got the capacity to make it to the Olympics if we are serious. Yeah.
Even do well in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations.
Oh yeah.
We've got serious potential.
We've got serious potential. But again, we don't run it well enough, we don't run our local football well enough. Women are always saying, we are hard done, we are hard done. When the board meetings are happening with ZIFA, what are you saying? when the Mighty Warriors came back from the Olympics and they were given $5 by airport, had it not been the media who stepped in, what had the women's chair actually done at the particular time? Of course, she's no longer a part of the system, but what is being said, what is being done? Nobody is crying, wolf, wolf. By the time you cry wolf, we then say you are the wolf. So I think at the end of the day, these are some things that we would love to see actually happening in the ZIFA and moving right ahead. So look, I think at the end of the day, let's see what will happen when it comes to those elections. We'd love to hear your thoughts and comments around that. But let's continue and move on from there. Brian, you and I, we attended a very special ceremony for Zimbabwe Cricket. And they've gone ahead, they've signed a massive, massive deal with Mukuru. Yes, $300,000 may not seem enough. But for Mukuru, you mentioned, Brian, particularly off air, it was an absolute masterstroke. Now tell the audience here why you feel Mukuru here have struck a fantastic chord.
No, Mukuru operates in over 50 countries, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, and also they've got presence in the UK as well. So they're sponsoring Zim Cricket. It's a masterstroke, and given also Zimbabwe is going to tour England next year. So just think of seeing the Mukuru logo against England, in England, on TV.
An absolute masterstroke, I would believe, and I think the deal comes at a perfect time, because that tour falls in the 1-year deal. And obviously if they maybe don't feel happy about it and so on, there can always be changes, but our hope is that most probably that deal will continue to go on. Now there have been other concerns though, Brian, the fact that these deals seem not to be escalating in number. We speak about CBZ. They once became a shirt sponsor for Zimbabwe Cricket, and that deal was $250,000. Now this deal is worth $300,000. Is it an issue that maybe Zimbabwe Cricket can't upscale? Is it because they are not as successful, considering that they last went to an ODI World Cup in 2015? A T20 World Cup, I think the last one we did was 2022.
In Australia.
Yeah, in Australia, and we weren't able to go for the more recent one, albeit because we failed to qualify. Uganda qualified on our behalf, and and everything. So what is it that you think maybe Zimbabwe Cricket is not necessarily hitting the nail on the head?
I think it's a cocktail of things. If you look at it, maybe probably Zim Cricket are too complacent. They like their big grant, which comes a year around 17 to 18 million from ICC. So probably they're not really inspired to go and look for a substantive shirt sponsor, because they've had shirt sponsors recently, but they were not long term. They were maybe a series or a tournament. But this one, Mukuru, is the first one, which is at least a long, which is a year. The last long title sponsor was CBZ, like you mentioned. So I think it's more of complacent. And also on the other hand, Zimbabwe Cricket has not really unlocked value. They've not grown as a sport. Because normally sponsors want to be associated with winners. They want to be associated with the team that plays regularly. So if you look at Zim Cricket, like you mentioned, we've not been to several World Cups of lately, and we're not always winning. So sometimes you cannot up the value of the shit sponsor and say you want XYZ. Because you're not constantly on TV, you're not constantly in tournaments, you're not constantly winning. So there your value, your commercial value just goes down. So I think it's a cocktail of both.
Alright, well, let's put things in perspective. Manchester United has not won a title in 11 years, but somehow, someway, Adidas has remained a kid sponsor. Wow. Team Viewer was there for a while. Snapdragon has come in. Chelsea have gone the route of no shirt sponsor up until we get what we want and things like that. So I guess it is a cocktail of a number of issues. But let's get to hear from the Mukuru Zimbabwe representative, Doug Tate Smith, who spoke about the importance of this particular deal. All right, Doug, obviously congratulations to you as Mukuru in partnering Zimbabwe Cricket in this. First and foremost, would like to just have a general understanding of all the sports, all the associations you could pick. Zimbabwe Cricket, why cricket?
Cricket is, as we said in our opening remarks, it's been a big part of Zimbabwean culture. It's got a huge following and it's inspirational for the country. I think that we are backing the right team. The first game was fantastic, very exciting. So it's about, I think, grassroots growth to big stadiums. There's a parallel with the journey that we walk with the communities that we support, the diaspora remittance. It's very aspirational. So I think that we draw a lot of parallels between the game of cricket and the work that we do.
So that was Doug Tate Smith there, and obviously a lot of excitement around this particular deal and what it has done. And of course, I think you can see as the pictures on the screen that it was a lovely little ceremony, and we're looking forward to Zimbabwe doing well. Now Zimbabwe obviously in a T20 series at the moment with Pakistan. We lost the ODI series, and yeah, we lost that one 2-1, having won the first one very fortuitously. And then the other two, we were kind of shown where we actually belong, particularly in our rankings. But now, T20, we lost our first one, and obviously they played the first one, or they played the second one, you know, after this recording. But obviously you'll be seeing the show after that particular match is done and dusted. Now, let's quickly move on to another cricket story, which we're going to do as a little bit of a feature. And well done to Zimbabwe Lady Chevron's captain, Marianne Musonda. Of course, she has been out for a while as a result of injury, has always struggled with groin, hamstring injuries, but she's gone ahead and started an academy called Girls Play Cricket Academy at the school that she went to, which is at the St. John's Emerald Hill. So let's just hear from Marianne Musonda how she has started this particular academy.
What motivated me to start Girls Play Cricket Academy is the burden I have to pass on the knowledge and the experience I have harnessed over the years as I continue to play cricket, as well as a burning curiosity to see what the next generation of female cricketers will be like. I'm curious. Are you? Watch this space.
Wow, well done, Marianne. Of course, she's been a guest here, but how important do you think this is for her, considering that, looking at her career, others may argue that maybe she's got an odd 5 or 6 more years to contribute, but you kind of also feel that with injuries hampering her, it might also be time to start looking at such options.
Yeah, as much as she's looking at some options, I'm thinking she wants to plant a seed. She wants girls cricket to grow. And funny enough, a couple of weeks ago with Sydney and you were talking about that we need more initiatives for girls cricket and grassroots. So we commend Marianne on such an initiative.
Oh yeah, and obviously we wish her the very best of luck to find that particular sponsorship, because an academy doesn't run off of any national funds. You have to find the funds, and hopefully she'll be able to find those and move on in the right direction. We're going to take a short break. When we do come back, we've still got quite a lot more to discuss. So welcome back to Sports Extra. Don't forget to like, to comment, to share, to subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, Instagram handle. We are on X. We're also on TikTok. Yes, so some of these are small discussions. We take out snippets and we also put it out on TikTok. So you can go through to our channel, follow us there, get some views up and going. Thank you very much to taking us to 400 plus subscribers on our YouTube channel. We truly appreciate that. Let's hit the 1,000 mark. We hope you're enjoying all of the content and that you do get time as well. You do know that sometimes our shows get long. You know us sports people, we love to talk. But in any case, you know, we'll be trying to put as much information out there so that you can also enjoy the content. So anyway, let's move on to the 2024 Harare Amateur Swimming Senior Championships. They were held at Les Brown Pool over the weekend. I was fortunate and privileged enough to have actually done some commentating there. Some really fantastic swimmers that are coming out of the woodwork in that particular one. And we're going to be getting to hear a couple of interviews that I had with some of the ladies that are going to be swimming in the Kana Games, which are going to be hosted in Windhoek in Namibia very soon. Actually, this coming weekend. They are going to be leaving today and ultimately arriving in Namibia by tomorrow. So well done to them. And of course, here are a couple of chats that I had with these girls. All right, Kaylin, it has been a very competitive, swimming championships here at Les Brown Swimming Pool. Tell us a little bit more about your own preparation coming into this competition, considering some of the medals that you've been able to pick up.
Backstroke has been my main stroke, and I've been coming second and third, and I really have the endurance to go faster because I know I've got the potential to reach far and do what I have to do.
All right, and more importantly, obviously you've been swimming in the field with some of the swimmers that you swam with before. Are there goals and targets as well to try and just pick one of them and get to the gold as well?
Yes, I'm planning to lose time and to have full potential to swim fast and as fast as I can, and I really want to reach my full potential and then lose a lot of time.
All right, and national championships are coming next year. Is that something that we can look forward to seeing you participate in?
Yes, because I'm planning on going for training every single day and losing a lot of time and doing what I have to do.
All right, just between you and me, how much pressure does dad and mom actually put on you for swimming?
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, well, thank you for telling me the truth. I'll deal with them later. But thank you so much, Kaylin, and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Kaylee, it has been a gruesome number of days in terms of the swimming pool, but you've been doing well. Tell us a little bit more about how you've been seeing this competition and how it has helped you.
I think it's been very exciting. I'm quite happy with my results because I've been training quite hard, and yeah, just supporting my friends, they supporting me. It's been a good experience.
All right, and tell us a little bit more. Obviously, national champs are coming up next year, and that'll be something to think about. Has that also been in the back of your mind whilst you're going about your performances?
Yes, so I'm about to be SA junior time, so every single time I'm so close, so every time I just keep training hard, I'm sure I'll be able to get there, and I'm looking forward to swimming in the Bulawayo pool because I haven't swum in there before, so.
All right, and tell us maybe just slightly a little bit more how important it is sometimes to be swimming with others that are older than you. How much does it push you as well?
So yeah, it does push you a lot more because you suddenly realize, oh, you're not the top anymore. You are now figuring out that there's other people that are bigger than you, and you have to train harder to get there.
Doki, Zoe Nambire, what a swim. Of course, you came in third, 200-meter individual medley. No race to joke about. As I said, I would never do it in my own life, but you've done it, so congratulations to you. Tell us a little bit more about what your strategy was going into the race and what you were hoping to achieve.
I was hoping to achieve a bronze, which I did. And then, because I know my fly isn't really good, I was hoping to cover up with my back and my breast, which isn't really good, but I think during the process of training has gotten so much better. So those were the two things I was focusing on, and then my freestyle, I'll just give it all I have left. And yeah.
All right, tell me a little bit more. You're very calculative. You're obviously talking about your strong strokes and your weaker strokes. Just how much of a swimmer does this particular event make you?
To be honest, I think it makes me I genuinely don't know how to swim, but I do think it makes me feel more than what I am, because I did get a bronze medal, which I was not expecting. So it makes me know and feel that I could do better than what I actually am doing right now.
So Brian, one of the things that many people have called on the head of our Honorable Minister for Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture is to see swimming go to the next level. And I think for now, Harare Province, Bulawayo Province have done very, very well in terms of making sure that swimming is sustained.
They've kept swimming alive. To be honest, swimming was at a decline. But the fact that they've taken the bull by its horn and they've initiated such meetings so that swimming doesn't die.
Yeah, most importantly, and one of the other things as well that we've been able to see them adopting Les Brown Pool to become an official competition place, them doing all of the renovations, refurbishment, keeping it up to standard, up to scratch. That has definitely helped the whole cause. However, still a lot more is being said as well in order for them to do more. And I know the more that they're being asked of is Chitungwiza Aquatic Complex.
Of course, Chitungwiza is way overdue. So definitely it's something that is not as Harare province only, because also Chitungwiza doesn't fall under Harare province, unfortunately. But it's something that the Swimming Federation of Zimbabwe needs to look into.
Yeah, hopefully that is something that they will take care of, and hopefully that they will deal with. We are going to take a short break. When we do come back, we're looking at the international scene. And I know Brian is so elated, so excited, because Liverpool is doing the business. Liver is delivering. See you on the other side. Alright, welcome back. Our final segment. Yes, you thought the show was going to be long. No. Well, anyway, we've got quite a bit to be talking about today. Now, Brian, Liverpool, absolutely awesome. Awesome. Fantastic performance against Man City. Expected, not expected?
I think it was expected, given by the two teams' form going to this match. Pep Guardiola's side struggling for form. Slot machine on a rope, might hit the checkpoint. So yeah, it was expected that Liverpool will steamroll Man City.
Yeah, but look, what exactly is going on? Fine, you can't tell me that Rodri is the only moving piece in that Manchester City. What exactly is going on?
No, when you see what's going on, if you look at City when they played against Liverpool, would I say Pep Guardiola was naive or what? He played Bernardo Silva and Gundogan as the holding midfielders. Yet we know they're not. They like to play the clean football. They like to play, so they are not holding midfield. So what could be happening is probably maybe the midfield needs a reset. That's what it needs a reset, and probably you might not reset in January. But come summer, I might see a clean out and bring in new pieces.
Alright, obviously others have been talking about the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan. They're talking about Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva was linked with Barcelona for a very long time. But maybe now it might be time for them to move on. We hear Martin Zubimendi might be coming from Real Sociedad. We know what he did in the Euro 2024 tournament. But is a Zubimendi enough to actually deal with the works? Because I feel that Man City has also got a slightly porous defense. I think their defense is not necessarily too great at the moment. Over-reliance on Kyle Walker's speed to recover and things like that is also proving to be a problem.
Yeah, it's not only the midfield that needs an overhaul, also the defense needs an overhaul, but you need some sort of protection. So that's another reason why we're seeing how fragile the defense is. We don't have holding midfielders. So probably they will need two bodies, or two or three in the midfield. There may be two in the defense, because also Kyle Walker, the legs are slowly going away.
Yeah.
So they also need to change that.
Well, let's see whether they will change it and if it actually comes together. But as for the slot machine, it's jackpot time. Ryan Gravenberg has been doing absolutely phenomenal in that holding midfielder position. Alexis McAllister, Szoboszlai, we're seeing them bossing the midfield. And I think more importantly, the feeling as well is that Mohamed Salah might be in good form, but at least Liverpool has got a goal elsewhere in the team.
That's true. If you look at even how the season has progressed, goals have come left, right and center, because even Van Dijk has scored. He's a defender. Goals have come from midfield, Szoboszlai, McAllister, then you also got Gakpo, you Luis Diaz. Although Salah is still one of the top assists. So apart from him scoring, he also creates.
Assisting, yeah. But what about Darwin Darwin Núñez, because he will fall in the pale shadows there of all of the success that is happening. He hasn't necessarily fired.
Especially this season to the West, he hasn't just got going, funny enough. And I think the problem with Darwin Núñez is his finishing, because he's always in good positions, but he always misses such chances. You know, those half chances at the highest level in the EPO, actually a chance. He always misses those half chances. So if he can work on his finishing and be more clinical, he can actually become a prolific striker. But as long as he doesn't work on his finishing, we continue missing some of the clear and obvious chances.
Yeah, well, I think that is definitely something to worry about and think about. But let's move on to the young man. They say he's a special one, part 2 or special one 2.0. Ruben Amorim has had a pretty decent start. Drew against Ipswich Town, pushed for changes, won a very slippery one in the Europa League, and then of course, and then obviously he got the 4-0 win over Everton. He's got a big test tomorrow against Arsenal in the FA Cup third round. That's their title defense. How do you think he might fare in that one?
It might be tricky. Yes, he's new at the job, but Arsenal have just regathered their form and they're on a roll. And worse off, we are traveling to the Emirates Stadium where Arsenal under Arteta barely lose. So the most I think he may get out of this game is a draw. I don't see him winning, but he has started well, and you could see some of his philosophy. He likes to play with the back three, and probably right now the biggest challenge he has, he doesn't have a transfer window to play around, because some of the players he have in this team were bought by Ten Hag, some with the previous coaches, you ever changing coaches.
Yeah.
But you could see what he's trying to implement, and he needs time, work in progress, but he might be the right person for Man United.
Would there be any jitters from a Man City side? Because Ruben Amorim was thought of initially by Man City, but then stolen from under their nose by cross-city rivals. So what would there be a bit of a challenge right now in the Manchester City board, thinking we lost out on Amorim, we were thinking about replacing Guardiola. Guardiola has only got what, an odd 2 or 3 years within him. Maybe we need to be thinking about something just in case his recovery process doesn't actually work out.
I think they don't think too deep, because they're still with Pep. Pep has won 6 Premier League titles. So I don't think they'll think that's too much, because they can always find someone else later in the market. It's the same way how Liverpool bought after Klopp, but now Slot, he wasn't a no one, but he wasn't a high profile manager.
Yeah.
So sometimes you need a manager sometimes who doesn't have a high profile, but who's got hunger and probably who can understand your philosophy as a board. I don't think Man City will be too much faced with what's happening across town.
Be afraid, because as Man United, well, we are almost back. We're not as old as But look, in any case, we would love to hear your thoughts and comments. Ultimately, you are the one with the voice. And this brings us to the end of our show today. This is here on Sports Extra. My name is Ruvimbo Chakoreka, Brian Matamba. And next week, we've got a whole lot more to be talking about. Obviously, we'll be wrapping up the entire Pakistan series, assessing where the chevrons need to go and what they need to look at. But so much more to actually look at. Don't forget to like, to comment, to share, to subscribe on all of our social media platforms. Until next week, cheerio.